You guys are not racist. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm a patriot. I got a red passport. Maybe I'll read a book, or maybe 17. I'll add a few more books to my library. Hi guys, welcome back to my booktube channel. My name's Tola and you're watching Tea Time with T Reads. Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, hi, how are you doing? And if you've been here before, you're most definitely welcome back into my inner circle. So as you can see by the title of today's video, we're going to be talking about black narratives in YA. I will be talking a bit about the genres outside of YA. However, I don't believe I'm knowledgeable enough about black narratives outside of YA to delve into that, and for someone in the comments to be like, you're chatting shit, or like, what the flip are you talking about? So I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to leave that to somebody that's a bit more educated than I am. Also, I care about POC as well, so you know, other minorities and other groups. However, I am not part of those. I just feel like I can make this video because I'm black and I'm part of the black community, and you know, my proximity to this is very close. I don't think I would come here and talk about Asian narratives in YA because I'm not Asian, and again, I don't have the knowledge to speak on that. I would rather someone from that community come and speak and do their video, and I would just listen and learn and respect your culture and your knowledge of that culture, not to come here and thinking, be doing guy that I know more than the person from that group. Doesn't make sense. Anyways, I would also like to say, quick disclaimer before we get into this video, I am not the spokesperson for all black people. Yeah, I am not their prime minister. They did not nominate me to come here and speak. And I also know that a lot of the black people on booktube are African American or black American or live in America. I'm black British and I'm also Nigerian, so some of my views and opinions expressed in this video will be influenced by that. And yeah, not all of you are going to agree with me, and that's fine. I just wanted to start a discussion, do you know what I mean, a wider discussion. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. So yesterday I started and finished the Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I'm gonna link my review below because I thought it was fucking phenomenal. Like, bruv, I cried tears at one point. I was trying to hold it together because my mum and my sisters were in the living room and they'll be like, why is this one crying? But I was actually crying because I resonated so much with the themes explored, the storyline, and the main character Xiomara. I resonated with it and I related to her so much. It was just so beautiful. Anyway, as much as I loved the Poet X, it got me thinking about black narratives and YA, and how I think most of the YA books I have read about black characters, where the black characters are the main character, their storyline, their plot always has some underlying political tone. And whilst that's not necessarily a problem, it's a bit of a problem. So some of the books I'm going to be talking about in today's video, and all of these are YA except for the one at the top, and all of these are by black Americans or African American authors, except for this one, which is actually by a black British author. But you know, more on that in the video. About 2 years ago, we were blessed with this beauty. This is On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. It's been reigning on the New York Times bestseller for over a year. I think it's still #1 or #2. And then this year, I think it was this year anyway, we got blessed with this, On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. But anyway, after I finished reading the Poet X, I started thinking about all the YA I've read with black main characters and realized, like I said previously, the message, the underlying message of the plotline is always political. For example, in On the Come Up, it's about this girl named Star. She's 16 years old and she sees her really close friend get shot, and she basically becomes the face of this revolution in the neighborhood. Of course, they are upset. He gets shot by a policeman, by the way, so they are upset. They've had enough of police brutality, police injustice, racial profiling, all of that, you know, shebang. And she basically involuntarily becomes the face of this revolution, and everyone's expecting her to speak out. In On the Come Up, the political message isn't as prevalent as it is in this. No one gets shot. It's actually about the neighborhood being... Well, does someone get shot? There's some shit that goes down in this book, innit? I need to reread it. It's not like this one. It's not as political, but still the message is there. Now, we do not have nearly enough stories featuring black characters. We have so many stories to tell, and it's only recently that we have seen an increase in the amount of black characters in YA and the amount of black authors, and I am so blessed and so grateful that we are seeing much more black people in YA and black authors in YA. Our stories are important and they need to be told by us, for us. The reason why The Hate U Give is particularly important because it reflects the current political climate in America and probably in so many places over the world. Here in the UK, it's not as ostentatious as it is in the US, but they be racist. They just probably kill us in more inconspicuous ways. I'm joking. Hey, if the MI5 is watching this, I didn't say that. I'm not involved. You guys are not racist. I'm so grateful to be here. Hey, I'm a patriot. I got a red passport. England, England. However, like I said, it's quite reflective of the political climate all over the world. Black people are racially profiled, we're stereotyped for no good reason. You're killing us simply for the fact we're being black. So of course we need stories like this because it spreads awareness. It opens up wider conversation on how to stop the issue. It educates people that are not black on what is going on and why this happens and how we feel about it and what is really going down, because the media loves to twist things to make, you know, black people appear in a bad light when 9 times out of 10 that is not the issue, Linda. So I don't know why you on the BBC telling lies. Stories like this are important because not only does it reflect the political climate, but this is what is happening, and for so long we were not afforded the opportunity to tell our stories and to say things from our perspective. So we're not done. We're not done. Keep releasing these books. I'm not saying stop writing about these characters and, you know, weaving in political messages. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying, however, is that I want to see some variation. Did I love the Poet X? Absolutely. Did I love On the Come Up? You know it. Was The Hate U Give phenomenal? Absolutely, 110%. But why must my blackness always be political? This book, Mimi Memoirs, is by, it's self-published, it's by this lovely woman. Her name is Ella December. It's just basically about this girl, black girl, living in London, got a job, you know, 9 to 5. She's just trying to make it in the city. She meets this guy, black guy. He's extremely rich and she wants to toast him, she wants to woo him, you know, she wants to be with him. And this is about her, you know, getting her life together and falling in love. I'm not saying this book is the pinnacle of black British literature, but what I'm saying is the reason I love this book so much is because I could see myself reflected in the story. Do I know people in gangs? Like I said, MI5, if you're watching, I don't know anyone in a gang. I am an upstanding citizen. On a serious note, I am. In the UK, we don't have gun violence so much. It's more knife crime. I'm aware that happens, yes. I know some people that fell into the lifestyle. I know people that grew up on estates and they're doing some shady stuff, of course. But this story, I related to this story and I gave it such a high rating just because this is basically me. I'm just a black girl, living my life, black girl, trying to navigate the world and get her coin, sis. And she falls in love whilst doing so, and you know, she makes a lot of mistakes whilst going through the stuff she's going through. But again, that is so relatable because whilst yes, the stories about the gun violence and the gang lifestyle and knife crime and etc are important, stories like this are important too. I loved Friends growing up. I loved all the Jacqueline Wilson books growing up, you know, the Rainbow stories, Sex and the City. I want stories like that for us too. Give me a story about a black boy who's a musician and he needs to audition to get into this really prevalent art academy. Give me stories about snobby black rich kids and their mess. Give me Gossip Girl, but make it black. I'm just trying to say that yes, our stories are important, but we have so many other stories to tell other than police brutality, gang violence. Stories I've read, again, this could just be me and the stories I'm choosing to read, but again, that's because I think they're important. But that is from my personal experience. All the stories I've been reading in YA with these black narratives do have political undertones, and I'm reiterating that I know they're important, I enjoy them, but I want to see variation. Children of Blood and Bone by the brilliantly talented Tomi Adeyemi. This book, like I said in my other video, not the last one but the one before, is very important to me because it's based on Yoruba mythology, and I'm Yoruba. But then again, after reading the Poet X, I was like, okay, our main character, her people are oppressed. She is again at the forefront of the revolution because she no longer wants to be oppressed, and rightly so. Fight for your rights, girl. But again, why must all our stories involve oppression? Why must my blackness be political? Why must I be oppressed in order, or why must my characters rather be oppressed in order for you to deem the black characters in said book marketable? Do you catch my drift? Half of a Yellow Sun by Chimamanda Ngozi, and then we've got Homegoing by Yagayasi. So this book is about slavery. Two sisters, one is sold to a slave trader to be his wife, and the other is sold into slavery. She grows up a slave, and it follows all the generations after them. And I haven't read this in years, but Half of the Yellow Sun is basically about Nigeria, around the time Nigeria was colonized, and then when the white people left Nigeria in a fucking state and they didn't bother to clean up their fucking mess, so the country just fell into, what am I talking about, bruv? Yeah, cool, it follows colonization as well, but it also follows Biafra, which was a civil war in Nigeria. I'm not going to get into that because we'll be here for a long time, and this is not a history lesson. But this one, and I mentioned this in a video as well, and I will never reread it. I might even have to unhaul it, but I don't want to unhaul it because it was actually a birthday present, so fine. Is because I am tired, particularly in movies, I am tired of all these movies coming out about slavery. Slavery was important. I'm not saying we should ever forget slavery, but I'm tired of you thinking the only way having a movie or having a book, no, having a movie with black characters will be marketable is if it's about slavery. Black people, yeah, we have so many different cultures and subcultures amongst us as a group, and you're telling me you cannot find any other story to write about or to film or to write a script about other than slavery? That is bogus. We have so many other narratives. I don't want to watch no more films about slavery. I don't want to read no more books about slavery. This is even my second book about slavery, and both of them were gifts. That's the only reason I read it. I don't want that for us anymore. Learn your history. I'm not saying, you know, don't read about your history, because that's different. I think it's very telling that, you know, most of the books we get with black characters are either about slavery, oppression, or police brutality. Where's the variation? Like, we haven't got other stories to tell. Sometimes I just want a story about a black girl being a hoe, living her best hoe life, and she got money in her pocket. Or I want a story, like I said, about a black boy and he's a rich bachelor and he's got a great job and he's just living his best life, but there's drama, yeah, but everything gets resolved at the end and we're all happy. We have endless narratives, so why aren't we saying those things? Lately, we are getting a surge of books that are based on African mythology, which is amazing, because how many books do we have on Greek and Roman mythology, please? So yes, get your coin. And our mythology is interesting as well. Like I said, I'm Yoruba, so I know all about the Yoruba gods and goddesses, and they are interesting as hell. Like, I've even got a few ideas in my head. I could write like 4 books based solely on 4 series, in fact, based solely on Yoruba mythology. Different series, not connected at all. That's how rich the culture is. And I'm going to leave a few pictures of some of the books coming out this year that are based on like African mythology. But again, why must the people be oppressed? Percy Jackson, that's based on Greek mythology. That's based on Greek mythology. They have a villain and they are gods and goddesses and they have to defeat the villain. You can do that as well. Why am I saying you? We can do that. We can use our, you know, our culture, our mythology, our, you know, our folk tales, etc., etc., and we can tell a story without us having to use politics or do oppression Olympics for our narratives to be told, for our stories to be heard. That's just how I feel personally. All the books I've talked about today, like I said, we don't have nearly enough of them. But at the same time, I also feel like I am not seeing enough variation. Another thing, characterization of black characters. Let me talk about black girls for a second. I'm not a black boy, so I don't want to really speak too much on that. Must the black female character always be incredibly strong? She doesn't take BS, and you know, she's ready to fight everyone. And when I say fight, I mean it figuratively. Give me a delicate black female character. Give me a black female character that doesn't like to speak to people, she just likes to read. Why must she always be outspoken and bold and brave? Give me somebody shy, socially awkward. She's self-assured in herself, and she doesn't even have to start off that way. But that doesn't make her any less of a strong black woman just because she's not bold and outspoken and brave. Give me a feminine black female character. Give me a dainty black female character. Give me a black female character that loves sports. Give me a black female character that doesn't like sports. Give me black female nerds. Give me black female bosses. Give me black female bitches. Give me black female mean girls. I would love to read that, sis. What are you talking about? That would be lit. I don't give a toss. We need more variation in terms of the characterization of black characters, especially when it comes to women, because I feel like there's this stereotype of how a black woman should be and act and how they speak and stuff like that, and it's not on at all. Like, it's not on. Again, that could just be me and what I'm reading, and it just means I need to broaden my horizons and read different types of books in order to find what I'm looking for. But it shouldn't be so hard for me to find these things. We've got Sex and the City, we've got Mean Girls, we've got Friends, we've got That 70s Show. We live lives like that too. I love to chill with my friends. Look at me, I'm in university, I have a part-time job, and I like to go out, I like to party. Give me stories that reflect the more average lifestyle of black people. It's not all of us that are political activists. It's not all of us that are campaigning and marching. I care about black rights, and I care about the Black Lives Matter movement, etc., etc., but I am more than that story. That is only one part of me. That's only one facet of my personality. There are so many more things that make me who I am, and I would love to see a story like that where there are absolutely no political undertone and the plot is completely unrelated to the fact that they are black. I hope that I was articulate in this video. I hope that my points were coming across well. Again, I don't want anyone to come for me. Like I said, I'm not the spokesperson for all black people. This is my opinion, basically. And again, our stories are important. All of them. Absolutely all of them. The political and the not so political. And again, the personal is the political, so I do understand. Thank you so much if you stayed here all the way to the end, because I feel like I was chatting wash, like chatting complete wash. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like, comment and subscribe. I've got Twitter, I've got Goodreads, I've got Tumblr, I've got Instagram. All my links are down below. Follow me on Twitter, please, and let's talk about book, because I want bookish friends and nobody wants to be my friend. I'm funny, like, I'll give you jokes, and I'm a loving person. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.